guys, welcome back. Some of you may remember a couple months ago I did a Korean beauty haul with StyleKorean.com. They recently contacted me again and asked if I wanted to pick out some items from their site, and this time around I was like, instead of doing a haul, I should pick out some makeup and do a trying Korean makeup video. So that is exactly what I am doing today, a full face of first impressions using only K-beauty products. The only things I didn't get were a face powder and then brow products, and one thing I kind of messed up on, but we will get to that when we get there. But all of the products that are currently available will be linked in the description bar down below. StyleKorean ships internationally and they have really great prices. Everything's at least a little bit discounted. Finally, before we get started, if you like these Korean beauty videos and want to see more, be sure to give this video a thumbs up to let me know, but let's get started. So I chose this Moly Yoke primer. In Korean beauty, I've noticed a lot of products for like blackheads and pores have egg or egg yolk in them, and ooh, it's quite thick. Ooh, that is giving me like amazing blurring and smoothing effects. I'll zoom in a second once I have it all over half of my face so you guys can see the difference. It really mattified my sweat as well because yes, I am still sweating from Accutane like crazy even though it's cold out. Ooh, it smells really good too. It smells like the colored mini marshmallows. Hopefully my skin will be okay with that. Okay, so I just wanted to zoom in and show you guys. Hopefully you can tell on camera, but this side of my forehead is a lot smoother. You can see there's some shine and you can see the texture a bit more in there. So I am pretty impressed with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and even that out now. It has kind of almost like a balmy kind of consistency. This is like the cutest product I've ever seen. Look at it. It is the Etude House Moist Any Cushion. These were like limited edition packaging and they had two of the shades left. They had this one which has a little sand cat on it and then the other one had a penguin. So I'm just going to start applying this and see how it goes. I am applying it with the sponge it comes with. I know some people are probably going to be mad at me for that, but I've seen some people get really beautiful results with these sponges. So I did swatch this on my hand when I first got it to see what the shade was like, and it kind of went on a little bit kind of gray toned at first and then kind of after a few minutes corrected and matched me a little bit better. And I think that's pretty typical with like traditional Korean BB creams and CC creams. They start out a little bit gray at first. These little like sponge puffs that come in Korean cushion compacts are very dense and they tend to be antibacterial as well. I am actually really impressed with the amount of coverage this is giving me. Only other cushion I've actually tested out on myself is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi cushion, which didn't really work out for me, but I did test that back when my skin was still really oily. It's definitely looking very white in the viewfinder, but in person it is a pretty good match as it's adjusting. And someone actually recently on my L'Oreal Lumi cushion review commented and they were like, I can tell you've used this before because your little sponge was dirty. And I was like, what benefit would I get from faking a first impressions? Like, that's what they were insinuating, and I was like, why would I do that? Like, I had swatched the product on my hand and like on my jawline, so the sponge had like the tiniest little bit of product on it, but that comment just made me laugh. It was like, some people are just so crazy. I think that did a really beautiful job covering up my hyperpigmentation. I have a little bit of redness showing through, but I do have a concealer, of course, so we're gonna try that out now. So the concealer I chose is also from Etude House. This is the Big Cover Concealer Cushion. It's like a pretty large kind of like pen style, and it has a little sponge on the end as well, and you just like click it up like a little pen. I can't remember now if I mentioned, but the cushion had SPF 50 and this also has SPF 30, which is great, and it's in the shade Vanilla. Okay, there we go. We're getting some now, so I'm gonna start dotting this on. The shade looks like it's going to work, and you could probably just like blend it out with this little tool, probably, but I'm going to use the Beauty Blender because that's always what I prefer. I'm gonna bring it down quite a bit because I do have some redness there still. It seems to have a really nice consistency. It seems very creamy. So that blended out extremely flawlessly, and I feel like it gave pretty good coverage. I would say about like a medium coverage. I did end up getting quite a bit of Etude House products, as you will see. They were just some of the most like affordable products on the site, and what's really great is that pretty much everything I bought here, everything is under $25, but most of the stuff is actually under $10, so really affordable. I'm just adding some more concealer, actually like a lot of concealer, just because that cushion wasn't quite as much coverage as I would like. I'm just gonna speed this part up because it's going to be pretty boring. My face looks so white in the viewfinder. I promise you guys, in person it's a little bit better. I find with like foundations and everything, they tend to show up like a bit lighter on camera than they do in person. As you can probably tell, I'm sure it's very kind of luminous and reflective, but I am going to powder it. I'm going to quickly do my brows and powder off camera because like I said, those are the products that aren't from Korean beauty brands. I'm back looking a little bit more human now that I have brows and lips again. So for the eyes, I got the cutest little palette, also from Etude House once again. It is the Play Color Eyes palette. So it has a little plastic overlay with the sheet names. It's got all these cute little like cafe drinks on it. Obviously can't read them because it's all in Korean, but this is the palette. It is really pretty, really solid neutral palette, lots of mattes and a few beautiful kind of metallic shades. I love that there's like a pinkier matte here, and I think I'm gonna do a pretty simple eye look today, but I'm gonna start off by taking one of the lighter matte shades and blending this into my crease for my transition. Doesn't seem like super crazy pigmented, but I'm definitely able to build it up a little bit. Definitely accidentally just dipped a little bit into the shadow next to it, but that's okay. I'm gonna take a little bit of that pinky coral shade as well and add that to my crease because I think that'll be really pretty. The shade is getting a lot of powder kicking up. The other shade wasn't so bad. So then I'm going to go in with this beautiful looking peachy metallic shade with my ring finger and try applying this to my lid. Let's see what kind of color payoff we get from this. So once again, I'm definitely having to build this up. The shade is beautiful though. It's got some like kind of chunkier glitter in it, and it's not super consistent though. It's like a little bit patchy. Like I'm trying to get it a little bit more solid right here by my lash line, but you can see it kind of skips a little bit. It's super creamy feeling. I feel like these would be beautiful if you wet your brush a little bit. I'm gonna blend out those edges. I don't know how much darker I want to take it than this. I wanted to do like a pretty natural look. I'm gonna take a little bit of this slightly darker shade and just add that to my outer corner. Now that I'm kind of going back in over this shadow on the outer edge, I'm definitely getting some major glitter fallout from that lid color. I don't know if you guys can see that, but definitely would do better wet or even on like Too Faced glitter glue or something to give it something to adhere to. I'm just gonna quickly do my lower lash line too with the same matte shades that I used. Even after setting this concealer too, it is still a little bit creasy in there. So I'm gonna quickly swatch a bunch of these shades and show you guys on my hand just because obviously I can't use all of these in this look today. So I'm going to do the other two metallic shades first. See, like those are beautiful. Like that is absolutely stunning. So I picked up 3 of the matte shades. Let's try these. And they're all pretty sheer definitely, but they're still okay for mattes. A little bit less pigmented than I would like, but they're definitely usable. I think this palette was like $15 or $16, so definitely a really great deal. So next I'm going to do some liner. I feel like I've always heard such great things about Korean and Japanese liner pens. They're supposed to be like really precise. I got the Etude House Drawing Show brush liner. So it's just a very standard looking pen. It does have a very nice fine tip on it though. I think I might do like a tiny little baby wing. I'm not totally sure yet. So far, this is great. Really easy to use, like foolproof, honestly. I'm going to try and kind of talk through as I go through the other wing now. I just like really wanted to focus while I did that first one. So for my liner, I just kind of start on the center of my lid, just kind of creating the thinnest line possible. Basically, I just follow the natural curve of my eye. I just kind of let the pen go where it naturally goes as I'm drawing, if that makes sense. And then I just do a little line connecting from my lower lash line and just kind of like pull that out from the eye. And then I just kind of fill in that space and make sure everything is connected. I hope that makes sense. I had some questions on my last tutorial just like asking how I do my liner for my eye shape and everything. Like no complaints at all. So precise, so easy to use. My wings aren't perfect or totally even, but that's on me. That's not a fault of the product. But all I am seeing is like these under eye bags and everything, so I just need to go in and set it with my NYX Contour Kit because it's just really bugging me. I just look so tired and all I'm seeing is those veins and that discoloration, so I just want to make that look a little bit better because I know I'm not going to be happy with the final outcome if that's all I'm looking at. So when I was choosing a mascara, I picked out this Innisfree Skinny Fixer Cara, and I thought this was a regular mascara, so when I opened it, I took out the wand and there's no mascara on here, so I was like, what the heck? After being very confused for a little while and doing some research, I found out that this is essentially a mascara primer, but it's specifically designed to help hold a curl with your lashes, which is exactly what I need. I have just like the saddest, most droopy lashes in the world, so I'm gonna curl my lashes and apply this really quickly. Okay, so going in with the Fixer Cara now. There's just like the tiniest little bit of product on here, and it's just clear. It's not like a white lash primer. I can definitely feel that this is giving my lashes a bit of hold though. And once I'm done applying this, I'm going to wait like 2 or 3 minutes because my lashes fall really quickly typically if I just curl them and don't apply any mascara. So I just waited a few minutes and I am really impressed with this product so far, you guys. Like the curl is still 100% there, and that never happens for me. This may end up being a very happy accident and a game-changing product for me, but I'm just gonna quickly apply my Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. Alright, so the mascara didn't go on as smooth as usual. It definitely felt like I had like a clear brow gel, something like a little bit crunchy in my lashes, but it's not too bad. They are a little bit more clumped together and not quite as fanned out as they would usually be with this mascara. If I wasn't lazy, I could just run my lash comb through them and they would be fine though. I just applied a tiny little bit of my L'Oreal bronzer. I realized I lied and I didn't have a bronzer as well, and I just felt like my skin needed a little bit of warmth. But now we're going to jump into the actual main cheek products. I got this beautiful little face trio. I was just looking over there for the packaging. This is the Dalism blusher palette. This is the Rose Petal shade. And you get a contour shade, a blush, and then a highlight, and it does come with like a little dual-sided brush. So I'm going to start off with contouring. As you guys can see, there is like 3 different little shades in here. I'm going to kind of take the 2 lightest and mix them together. And I'm just going to start contouring my cheeks first like I usually do. It seems just the tiniest bit difficult to blend, but the shade seems good. Like it's not too cool or too ashy for my skin tone. Okay, not the easiest to blend. I probably wouldn't recommend it if you're like new to contouring. I'm just doing a little bit of the blush. Blush seems really pretty. I feel like it's just going to be like a nice rosy everyday shade. This blush is matte, by the way. I don't know if you guys could tell that when I was holding up the palette. Once again, just slightly harder to blend. It's just a little bit dry, and I don't know if you guys can tell, but these are just like a little bit kind of patchy. Not the most consistent powders I've ever tried. I'm gonna go in with the highlight now. Let's see how this does. Once again, it just seems to be a little bit dry. It feels really smooth when I touch it. How does the blush feel? Yeah, even the blush feels smoother than it does when I'm applying it. I picked up like a lot of this highlight. Let's try that. Okay, that's doing a bit better. I think that's pretty much as good as it's going to get. It's definitely not like a super intense glowy highlight, but it did give me like a highlighting effect. Okay, finally we are doing lipstick. For a lip color, I chose the Innisfree Cream Mellow Lipstick, and I got the shade number 3, which I believe is just called Coral. It has an interesting smell. It smells kind of like fruit to go. I'm like making the weirdest like smell comparisons here, but yeah, it totally smells like the fruit to go strips. When I ordered this color, I thought it was going to be a little bit lighter. I didn't want something quite so vibrant, but the formula feels really nice. Definitely got more of a glossy, shiny kind of finish, but very opaque and creamy. It feels very hydrating, and it's a little bit thicker feeling on the lips. I feel like it's going to be very long wearing because it has that slight kind of like tackiness to it. So this is what the finished look is looking like. Overall, I think it turned out pretty well and pretty cute. Some definite hits and some more kind of misses from this product selection. Be sure to check the description bar because I'm going to do more of like a thorough update on how all of these products wear and hold up throughout the day and kind of my like final thoughts on them. But as of right now, I want to tell you guys what I'm thinking just really quickly, just to kind of sum things up. I actually did end up liking a lot of these products. So the things that I am for sure saying yes to are the Cushion Compact, the Moly primer. I also do like the lipstick formula, the Innisfree Fixer Cara, and then the liner are all getting a thumbs up from me. The one thing I'm kind of iffy on is the eyeshadow palette. Really beautiful shades in it, but I don't think it's the best quality. However, it was really affordable, like under $20, so if you want something that's not crazy expensive to like play around with and use, I think it's definitely a good option. The most disappointing thing for me was the cheek trio. It just isn't as pigmented as I would like and doesn't really give the effect I want. Really is just a little bit patchy and just didn't give me enough color payoff. And then the concealer, for me personally, I think I'm also saying no on, just because it was a little bit too dewy and didn't give quite enough coverage. I might still use this, but more on like really natural makeup days when I don't want like a really bright under eye. But I think that's where I'm going to wrap this video up. Once again, check the description bar for updates on everything and also links to all of the products I used, even like the stuff I didn't show, like my powder and my brows. They'll all be down there if you are curious. But anyways, give this video a thumbs up. Like I said, if you want to see more Korean beauty products on my channel, go follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I am at Sari Rihanna on all 3, and hit that subscribe button down below if you are new here, but I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye guys! And Scentbird was actually awesome enough to give me a discount code to share with you guys. It is Sari25 and you will get 25% off your first month. That's like $11 for a roller ball. That is such a great deal.